video conversation, we have Mugundhan Kumar with us. Since my college days, I've always seen a comparison between CA and MBA. However, it's not an apples to apples comparison in my opinion. CA is a mass course, and with its low financial commitment, it ensures accessibility and penetration on a much larger scale. The industry experience achieved during articleship, the challenges faced during the exams, and the high ROI after attaining the prefix Chartered Accountancy has been enabled to transform the lives of many chartered accountants. Similarly, it has helped a boy who hails from a small place, which is 60 kilometers from Chennai, where even the access to basic facilities requires 10 to 15 kilometers of travel to hold the position of assistant manager in Grant Thornton, which is one of the largest accounting and auditing firms on a global scale. Stay tuned till the end of the conversation to find out how dedication, discipline, and hard work has the power to transform your life and achieve your dreams.
So can you just share with us what was your motivation behind pursuing chartered accountancy?
So basically, it would be the same answer. Every chartered accountant will say that it is a return on investment is the thing which which led to start CA as a course. So while I was in 12th standard, the only thought I had was, so I want to go to a top college. Then what? Then what is the question which everyone will have at 12. So when I spoke to friends, everyone was saying that CA is a very tough course, but you will have a better return on investment kind of thing. And my family is not very rich to support on the doctorate or any other thing kind of thing. So I thought that because of the low cost of investment which we have to make, CA would be the best course. But not at a very strongly, not very strongly I believe that. But after going into college only, I deep dived into CA course and then moved further. At 12, I had an idea to do a CA because of only reason is the low cost of investment. At that point of time, that was the only thing I thought. Later, when it went to college life, then I thought that everyone was saying it is very difficult to clear. It was very difficult to clear. That thing motivated me to do what is there. Let us go and see what is going to happen. That's what the main motivation which I had to join CA, suppose.
Okay, so I think I would say the push was the low cost. I think CA is one of the courses which gives the highest ROI in terms of
Exactly
what we give financially and what we get. And ultimate drive was what is so difficult about this course that made you, I think, take it up as a challenge.
Yes. So as a challenge, as a normal student, if you see me while doing my CPT, I was very lethargic, I'll say, because everyone will say that after 12th, after 10th, you will be jolly. After 12th, you can enjoy your life. After college, you can enjoy your life. I was tired of it. And after my 12th, I was very normal student. 12th, I got a very 98% mark, very good mark in 12th. And after 12th, I got to join Loyola College, one of the top institutions in Chennai, for BCom. And it was a first in the first try itself.
It's in the top 5 most of the times, or in the
Yes.
top 10 for sure.
Yeah. So in the first try, I got the admission in college. Then I thought it should be very jolly, as parents said that after 12th, you can enjoy your life. And it was same thing where I generally went to college. I sat for exam, but I didn't listen. I sat for classes. I didn't listen. And again, as I wished I joined the CPT course also. At the time, it was not foundation, it was CPT course. In 2015, I finished the college and I joined CPT course also. And I was very lethargic. Once I faced my first failure in CPT, then only I got to know what others were saying about CA course. So I thought it was still difficult to make. In 2015, I got 91 marks out of 200, which is 100 is a pass mark. 91 is what I got in 2015.
Okay.
And then only I realized that what I am doing, if I am doing this, I will not able to clear, first of all. And what everyone is saying is going to come true. That was the first time when I realized that how important I should take as a course. So then later comes that then I plan my CA course in such a way that I will not fail once again.
Okay. I think it was an experience more than anything else, like from your
Yes.
own trial and error experience. So I
Yes.
think you started with it only. Like I think so you sat for CPT, you did not clear it in the first attempt to a rank in IPCC. That's a very big jump. Like from what the normally most of the students are, like they are very close to rank in CPT and they get an IPCC. So what was the transition and how it shifted? I think it's also not only about the academics part, it's also about the attitude towards a particular course or an exam that we are looking at.
Exactly.
What
So
changed?
as you said, yeah, attitude is one main thing which I learned from my college. I can say, what if you ask me what you have learned from 3 years of college, I will say the maturity I got and the experience of handling people, handling different kinds of people, and the attitude, as you said, and facing the exams actually. So if there are people which I saw where who has come from 12 backgrounds direct to CA, who has not that mature in attending that exams. So in that part, my college life has seriously helped me a lot for giving my 100% of my exams, which means 100 marks. I'm attempting 100 marks. For that, college has helped me a lot. So what gave me a push was once I failed in CPT, I sat down and I planned what has happened wrong. Because I know already, because I didn't give my 100% or I didn't practice well, I didn't do well. That was very clear in my attitude itself.
Okay.
Okay. Then I moved on to IPCC. Then I thought that I need to, first of all, clear the CPT. And it came to next December 2015 is the first attempt.
Right.
Second attempt was on June 2016. So I sat down and I prepared for CPT exams. Basically, the methodology which I followed for IPCC and everything. But still, I was not very convinced with my 100% effort in June attempt also. But fortunately I got cleared somehow. I still feel that my CPT marks was on based on luck. It was 103 marks. It's 3 marks above my pass mark in June 2016.
It was 103. Okay.
Yes, for 200 it was 103. It was I felt that it was a luck, but somehow I prepared only for pass mark. I didn't concentrate on rank anything. I just prepared for pass mark. So selective chapters I prepared. Others I left without there was a negative marks at that point. Others I left.
Right.
So only selective marks I got, and I was expecting something 100 only.
Okay.
Or again the border mark. I was not expecting anything else. Again the border mark only I was expecting, and I got 103, and it was I thought it was some luck which I got, and I cleared it in June 26. Then I thought that this won't work in CA. What everyone was saying is quite correct, but not entirely. I can clear is what I feel. Then I need to put 100% of my efforts, and getting only pass mark is not sufficient is what I felt. Then later I thought that after 2016 I took a 1.5 year gap, which means that only in 2018, before my last semester, sixth semester, I joined my IPCC classes.
Okay.
So such a way that after my college I will have a 6 months gap to study. Sorry, 3 months gap to study. 3 months gap to study. So college will get over in May. I think May exams will get over. June, July, August, September is 4 months gap to study. That November 4 or 5 months gap to study, and November is my attempt. November 2018 is the attempt I planned. So I took a 1.5 year gap and then joined the classes. And for classes also, I didn't think much because again, their money plays a very important part for private classes. So at that time, some new institute came in Chennai. They were offering classes for very low cost compared to the existing. It was some 20,000. They offered the entire CA inter classes. That was new syllabus introduced for the second attempt is the November.
Right.
So they offered at very low cost without second thought. 1 month at the time, money was the only point of decision making for me. So I joined straight away because I know I need to put the effort rather than joining classes. So I joined classes at the time of sixth semester, which is from somewhere in Feb 2018 is where I joined the classes for CA Inter. And it was new syllabus at that point of time, which got introduced just before last attempt. So May 18 was the first attempt. So next attempt I was attempting. So there were no past exam question papers kind of thing. And classes somehow helped me to learn the portion, at least what are the portions are there in CA Inter. And on many subjects, classes were very good, even though the amount is low, classes were very good where I took, and it helped me a lot. Then I planned my studies, 3 month studies, which was very important for me. The self-study part, I feel it is 80% of your results belong to self-study part. 20% belong to the coaching institute where you join. So I concentrated more on 80% part, where I finished my classes in somewhere in August after college. May college got over. Then in August 1, the portions got over. Then I went back to my village. Generally, I stay somewhere 60 kilometers away from Chennai. So then I went back to village after classes and take in my house. I got a small study room kind of thing where I'll write down my quotes and motivation thing. I only thought that spending a 10 hours to 12 hours a day will help me to get a pass mark at least. That's what I thought, because that's how people speak outside, that CA is a very tough course. We need to spend 10 hours to get a pass mark itself. So my mind was very clear on spending 10 hours per day is my target. I took one day as per my plan. So first plan, I overall planned my entire August, September, and October. 3 months was there. Entire 3 months, I divided my subjects and 8 subjects in inter, and I divided it and allocated some time. And then I took one day, 10 hours. That's my target. I used to write down each day how much hours, effective hours I spent on studies.
Okay.
So morning 6 o'clock, I'll wake up, 6:30, I'll start, evening 10 o'clock, I'll close. It'll, in between some breaks, I'll take. So it will come to around 10 to 12 hours per day. Sometimes 14 also will go if I'm effective, if I'm doing practical sums. And I took 2 subjects in a day, one in the first half, other in the second half. Generally, I'll get sleep in the first half. So I'll take problems in the first half, which means the practical subjects, and second half I'll take theory. I'll be fresh in second half. I'll take a power nap in between after the lunch, so I'll be somewhat fresh in second half. I took theory subjects in the second half, and in between I'll not. It was in the upstairs, first floor of my study room was in the first floor. My mom used to come for lunch. For lunch, I'll go down. For dinner and breakfast, tea, everything my mom used to bring there. I'll not go down itself. I'll not meet people's, and I'll be like in COVID, what we did was quarantining. That was the exact thing before COVID I was doing. For entire 3 months, it was a kind of thing where I attempted the mock test. And in mock test and all, I scored some 50 for 60s like that. That was a preparation strategy I went.
That's very good. Scoring that in mock test is also quite good.
Yeah. So that was a preparation strategy as such I followed for inter. And when I went to exams, even I met few friends, school friends who was doing CA, with whom I lost contact actually. But while writing mock text, I met them. They were also trying for inter, where they were again saying that it was very difficult to clear. We are also trying for a very long time. And I said that I'm very confident that I'm scoring exemptions in the mock test. And again, the response was in mock test, it will be very easy thing and we can score easily. But in main exams, it's very difficult. We'll not face that. So it was kind of demotivating for me at a point of time. But I believed in my preparation strategy, which I developed. So basically, I'll spend for 10 hours. I'll not waste time. I've not, unless I'm sick, very sick, I have not crossed below 10 hours a day, below 10 or 9 hours a day in inter. So unless I'm very sick. Inter, I think I'm not sick actually. For entire 3 months, I spent entire 10 hours a day. Then I was very confident that I'll clear the exams before the exam itself. Then I went for the exam. So initial first group was very clear. After writing the exams itself, I know that I'll secure exemptions in the accounting paper and tax. I'll secure exemption is what I felt. And the theory of law and costing was there. Costing also, I thought I'll get an exemption. Law was the only part where I felt that I'll clear, but exemption is not. I don't think so. It is possible, is what I felt. And second thing, and I was very strong in practical rather than theory. Then my handwriting will be very poor, which will also be one of the causes for not taking up the biology course in 11th standard. After 10th, why I chose commerce is I don't have a better handwriting than anyone. I'll write like some, it will be like some 𝐀𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬 is what something which they will say in Tamil. So everyone will used to tell that your handwriting is very poor, but somehow with luck I got cleared in 12th, and that's why I took a practical subject, something like accounting in 11th and 12th.
Right.
So same happened in CA also. First group I wrote and I was very clear that I'll clear. Second group again came accounting part. First paper is accounting. Again, that is also very clear for CA Inter. And second audit is the one thing which I felt very bad after writing exam, that I was not very confident that I'll secure a pass mark at least. But when I asked an habit of checking the answers after exam, which is not recommended by anyone. So I'll not go to book and check. I'll put myself, I'll correct the paper and I'll put what mark I'll get.
Okay.
So it was coming somewhere around 40 to 45 is what I was coming border mark. So if I reduce 10%, it was gone. That is what I felt. So it's kind of, I thought I'll clear. Some part of mind, there is always a fear for a CA student. Whoever it is will always have some fear in mind that how ICA will correct. Because that is also a talking point around the students, how
Right.
ICA is correcting their papers.
I think any student who has studied genuinely is always scared of the failure. Like, however
Exactly.
good the exam goes, like even from from whatever I've heard or my personal experience, the more we prepare, the more after
The
exam,
fear.
yes, a part of us knows, okay, the exam went well. But then there's that one or two questions, I think it's the nerd angle, you can say it, that we feel, okay, we might fail.
Yes.
That is there. But
Yeah, that overtook an audit paper. For others, I was very confident that I'll clear. There's nothing makes me to fail unless I see things something else. Unless I miss some part in question which I didn't read the question well. So, but for audit, I thought it was a very border. So I was very in fear for clearing audit. Same happened in ITSM, which is a very destructive paper in CA Inter at that point of time.
right.
And again, the last paper, FM and economics went well. So only two papers I was concerning, which is audit and ITSM. But I thought I'll clear. But some point of time, I will think, what if something happened wrong, which is always present. Then came the results day that I was not expecting, frankly, both in final and inter, I was not expecting a rank at least. While studying, I used to say I should get rank because I was spending some 10 hours, 12 hours per day. So, but in result, I was very clear that pass panna podum. That's if I clear the exams, it's enough. And I need to join a big four audit firm is what I was thinking. So when results came, again, see, Inter, I didn't see the results. The institute persons called me that you have secured a All India rank 20th in CA Inter is what they said. It was a very cherishing moment in my life. First moment in my life which got. So I thought only spending 10 or 12 hours a day will help me to get a rank. At the time, I decided how I should prepare for final itself. So this is what only hard work I put, and others is what it's automatically came. There's nothing else. For entire 3 months, I put my hard work.
No, I think it is hard work and consistency.
Exactly,
You can't
consistency.
every day, like in my personal case, I know what went wrong in CA final journey was the lack of consistency. There would be days when I would be giving 14 hours, and there would be days when I would get 4 hours because I would not be motivated. So motivation doesn't go well in CA final. It is about waking up every day and just sitting down with your books and giving those hours. It's
Exactly.
not in retrospect, I realize, and from your journey, it's very clear that it's not motivation or very good studying. You just have to give your hours. Be disciplined. Like discipline.
Exactly. The discipline is a word very important, which I thought in Inter I followed very well. And then during my study time, everyone used to tell, hey, why are you doing this? You are not focusing on your health. But I used to take 8 hours sleep every day. I used to sleep for 8 hours.
Right.
Not even a single day I've missed. Because you have 24 hours a day. 10 hours I'll study, 2 hours, 8 hours for sure I'll sleep. And I'll take on a fixed time, I'll do everything. For example, I prefer 9 to 9:30, I'll take breakfast. 1 to 1:30, I'll take lunch. 8 to 8:30, I'll take dinner. And I'll sleep by 10. So that timetable which I followed very consistently and disciplined, that was a main thing which I followed in Inter, and just in hard work and doing preparation from ICA sources of material. I always believed in ICA, and I'll always take ICA sources of material very seriously and do that. Even though institutes, other private institutes gives multiple materials, I believed in ICA questions, which is the mock test paper, RTP, study material, the past 10 years exam questions. I believed in those. I've covered everything. I'll not miss anything on that. And one thing I changed from CPT is doing 100%. So 100% of my effort, 100% of syllabus, and which is on consistent basis I was doing. That changed from failure to a rank in the CA Inter.
Right. I think one more good thing that I would acknowledge is that you were very practical about your approach. So in CPT, you knew that you haven't prepared. So you were like, okay, even those 3 marks were not my marks. So there are, like, from my experience also, I know there have been times when even if I've prepared less, in fact, then I would be a little more optimistic, thinking, oh, please, I should get marks. So you were very
Yes,
practical then. I think acknowledging your situation, you acknowledge that, okay, I've not prepared. And now going forward, if I will go this way, things might not work, mostly. And
exactly.
acknowledging and then working on it is the first step. And then consistency and discipline. I think this is a clear-cut case of consistency, discipline, and hard work.
Exactly.
Very nice. I think CA, one of the major reasons I really get inspired by CA as a course is it is very accessible and it's a mass course. Everybody can do a course like CA and have a reputable, with a lot of integrity and decent financial standing, life for themselves. This is the best part about CA. So, did any other course ever come to you in your mind? Like, were you always clear about BCom, or did Eco Honors or any other courses like that come to your mind? Or you were like, okay, I'll maybe, how was it? Like, or you were always sure about BCom?
So before 10th standard, I used to say every small kind I want to do IAS kind of thing. That was a very interesting thing you will hear in villages. When you go to any village, every child will say, I want to be a collector in with the government, and I want to do IAS. Same thought came. And then when we saw practically in college what is happening outside, that's how you come to know how studies are going by for others. While reviewing those things, I thought CA is the best thing I can do. After that, I'll decide what to do. So at that, when once I failed in CPT, I was very clear that first I need to finish CA, and then I need to decide on what other thing I can do. So there is no other studies which I thought of while doing CA. Only BCom is something which I joined, so I need to complete it with college, and it was a very prestigious institution where I joined, so I need to complete. So I didn't drop out. I completed the college, and then I completed CA, and then only thought of other courses like CPA, those kind of things. Currently, I'm pursuing ACCA also. So those kind of things only after completing my CA final, I have decided. Before that, I don't have any second thought that I need to do some other course for safety at least. But I was very clear that after Inter, I was very confident that it's only consistency and discipline which will make you a CA. So I thought that I can give it, and I didn't ever thought of other course during my CA course.
So you were very sure on your professional courses. What about, say, before entering college? Like, so you were always clear on CA, like in 11th, 12th, or did you explore
No.
other courses like Eco Honors, or it was because you were inclined towards a government exam from initial years? So CA came as a natural calling.
So 11th and 12th, I know I want to do CA, but I'm not very sure whether I'll do or not.
Okay.
12th initial thought was join everyone from a village. If you ask someone coming out of village, haven't come to city until 12th. So it was a village, remote village from
Exactly. How far was it from Chennai? You said 60 kilometers?
yes, it's
Oh,
60 kilometers. It's a very remote village where you'll not find any buses or anything. It's a kind of very remote village.
okay.
So for schools, I have to travel down to town for 13 kilometers. For hospitals, I need to travel to 13 kilometers.
Okay.
Everything was very remote for me. And coming back to Chennai itself, a big achievement.
Okay.
Joining Loyola College itself, a very big achievement for me, at least. At that point of time, joining college was only ambition. After that, we'll decide one step at a time. So after 12th, it was very difficult for me to come to Chennai because parents some side will not allow. If you go to Chennai, you'll get spoiled. That's what the mindset of village people at that point of time. So it was very difficult for me to join college itself. Finally, my parents agreed and we joined. Only after visiting the college premises, they agreed. So they came and visited the college premises and spoke to some people there, and then they agreed for joining college. That happens for a top institution itself. Then you can see for the other colleges. So it for joining college was the first step I want to take, which I took. And after joining college only, I was sure what I should do, because there you get to meet more people from different kind of places. And that is the one thing which I said, the attitude, the people I met, handling the people, those things I learned in college, where I was very clear on my ambition, at least what I need to do. That came from my college.
You got that ecosystem and environment in college where you got the drive, the right set of people. I think
Exactly.
I agreed. With good colleges, good institutions, basically, this is one of the factors. They make us come out of our comfort zone. if say out of 10, we are on a scale of 3 or 4, we definitely strive towards reaching 7 or 8. Like that's what happens. Even if I look back at say Shreya in class 12, I wouldn't have expected myself to do even this much in life. But SRCC played a very important role. And I'm sure Loyola is also, it is definitely one of the top colleges for boys down south.
Yeah. So one more thing is, as you said, if you see me before joining Loyola, I will not be speaking to you. I will not agree to you to speak with you, because that was a kind of mindset from a village coming to Chennai. So I'll not speak to new people. I'll not make a presentation in front of people, and those things, that stage fear, everything, because from a village background, coming back to and speaking in English, speaking in not speaking in native language of Tamil, speaking in English, it was very, very difficult for me at initial stages. But once time progress and people we interact, and even when we make presentation in colleges, those things help me to improve even my English skills or my presentation skills, or meeting new people, to greet the people I meet. Generally, I'll not go and speak to the new people, which got vanished at the end of my college life. That part is very important, I feel, as a college life. Even it is not very technical knowledge I learned, but a mannerism which everyone should have going forward in life. And again, it helped me to get a very good articleship firm to do my audit, to do my articleship.
Right, right. So you're talking about the college as an individual, holistic development played a very significant role. And I think BCom
Exactly.
as a course, if someone is pursuing, say, IPCC, in IPCC only we cover almost the whole 3 years of
Exactly.
what we are covering in college. But a college environment, the right set of people. So for Loyola, the entrance system or the eligibility criteria was only board results, or was there any other tests or?
No, it was only board results. It was only board results. Since I secured 98% in the 12th board exam, I got easily in the first try itself.
Okay, okay. So how many students are usually there in Loyola, and on an average, and if you recall the batch size, or how was it?
So it was there was two shifts. One was morning shift, which is government aided, and second was evening shift. I was studying in government aided morning shift. It was two batches, 60 plus 60, 120 is the strength which they foresee. Two classes will be there. 60 plus 60, 160, 120 is the strength of the batch.
Okay. So how was so the admission or the cutoff criteria for the evening shift was different from the morning shift, or it was the same?
So evening shift, I think it's quite different, and I was not much aware of evening shift. Morning shift, it is first thing is merit basis and few recommendations, and those things is also there, and it is very limited. But if you are securing nowadays, every people secure that cutoff mark, which they say is for the four main subjects. If you secure 98 to 100%, you will for sure get it.
Right, right, right. No, I think very similar. I think in St. Xavier's Kolkata, this also happens, like in the morning shift and evening shift. So till IPCC, you were in the academic career, or you were in college and then you gave IPCC. Then we moved to articleship and your CA final journey. Articleship is a very different ball game versus what we've been facing till IPCC. There's different environment. There's a lot of corporate pressure. Then final as a exam is also very different from IPCC. There are a lot of things that we have to focus upon. So if you could just make us run through how your articleship days are, and then we can follow it up with your preparation time period during CA final.
So once I got rank, before I got rank in Inter, I applied for generally applications in Big Four starts before your results comes in, and interview process also starts before your results comes in. Once I gave my CA Inter in Jan itself, I've started giving interviews I have started applying for the firms top. There was one list circulated in WhatsApp saying the top 25 firms like that. So I sent to all top 10 firms my resume, and I got call from only two firms. One is from Deloitte I got, and other is from GT, 𝐥𝐸𝐻, the member firm of GT, which I got because of for GT I got because of one of my college friend, again, where a college has helped in networking. One of my college friend was working in GT in the statutory audit domain. He referred me there. That's why I got a call for interview, and I got in Deloitte. So Deloitte, there were multiple processes, written test, and HR round was there. That was got over in before group discussion, and HR round got over before my results. And for GT, every process, interview and technical round, partner round, everything got over and before results. So
Oh.
they didn't announce the results. Both of Deloitte said after results we'll contact you, and GT said that you can join on February 8th was the result, I think. 8th or 10th, somewhere. 8th is, I think. 8th is the result, I think. You can join from 10th if you clear on 8th is what GT said before before results itself. They communicated the results. If you clear, please join us on 10th is what they made an offer. And speaking on interview part, the college part of tuning me to speak English or to learn things or to speak to people helped me a lot to crack the interviews. At least I was able to, but not at a very I can say still I have a stage fear. Still I was shivering before the interview. Once I sat down, I take a minute to breathe and then responded to the question, which interviews also observed that. And for an article stage, they thought that it would be like that, because coming from a village background and attending a corporate interview, it's very difficult for me. And still I had a fear. My legs were shivering while attending interviews, which got unnoticed at least. And I thought after the technical round, because I was very clear on technical, if you see my marks in inter, I missed to tell that so I got secured 98 in accounting. Both the accounting marks I got 98, and for my costing I got 99 in costing. And all my practical subjects were in 90s. Only theory part I got some 50s, which is totally unrelated. Theory parts.
Yeah, that you have the knowledge, but maybe not the presentation, but the knowledge is
exactly. So practical part is very clear, and I got 90s, 98, 99. But nothing to say the interviews are before results. So they don't know that. So while I was attending interview, technical part I was very strong, and I got confidence that I'll clear that round. Then partner round came where there was no technical questions from my partner, who till now I'm working with him. But as a question of how you present yourself is the questions which he asked, which I did not do well. I felt that I did not do well, but they thought at that point of time, they thought that that is sufficient for an article trainee.
Right.
So after my interview with GT, they communicated once you clear, you can join us on 10th. And Deloitte said that after results, we'll contact you about the results. So once results came out, I informed my friend who's already working in GT that I got cleared and got a rank. Then immediately GT said that you can join from 10th. Then Deloitte again called me for an interview. Then when I attended Deloitte interview, and I got selected there also. They also made an offer for joining them. So then I thought that the only reason I thought why I should join GT is before knowing I got a rank, they selected me. So I thought I'll join GT itself rather than Deloitte. There was something which wanted me to join Deloitte, but still I thought that before results they saw something in me. So there should be something I should get. So that's the only factor which I chose between Deloitte and GT. I need to choose. Yeah. So after getting rank, everyone thought I'll join for Deloitte. Even the HR when GT thought that I'll go for other firms. But I joined GT after the 10th, the next 2 days after I joined GT itself. I joined an audit domain. Still feel that it was one of the decision which I made, which I feel it is very right decision which I took. I don't know how it will be in Deloitte, but still I feel I did not regret the decision.
Okay.
I did not regret the decision. It was very positive for me, and after joining GT, it was totally a different kind of me. I transformed into totally anything. So from a person who was shivering in an interview or while making presentation, now taking interviews for people, taking trainings for the juniors, that is a transformation which GT gave me as a person. So technical is a part. As a person, I myself have transformed into a kind of different person. So I still remember when I attended interview, I was shivering. But now currently I'm taking interviews for people, taking trainings for people. That is the transformation I got an articleship, which as a CA course has given me. If it is other course, I wouldn't have enjoyed a corporate culture at least. So this corporate culture has given me a very different kind of me at least.
I think your growth curve is extremely steep. So CA, one of the major pros of CA, it's a con in a way because it extends your completion time of the course. But the pro is if you're actually taking it the way the course demands, you do the 3 years of articleship holistically, and then you give your exams. you are, they make a person out of you who is capable of taking anything, like anything in life. Like if you give articleship and clear CA finals along with Big Four, I think the rigor that one goes through is unparalleled. And the soft skills part is developed in articleship, and the technical skills are there for CA finals. So I think thank you so much for giving such a detailed insight. It's very inspirational for many people, I'm sure. And I hope they get the optimism and the motivation to work hard the way you're talking about it. So if I go back and there are, I think we all know that commerce, BCom and CA are two very commonly known paths. Everybody knows that this is the most common. If anybody takes up commerce in 11 basically, they're like, up to CA hi karna hai, like we have to do CA only. So how do you, what advice would you give it to someone if they do CA more out of like a pure thing? Because everybody around you is doing, say, CPT. So CPT one can do in a peer, and even to a greater extent, like for me, it happened IPCC. I did like because everybody around me was doing, and I was in a college where everybody, all my seniors were a rank holder. So I also sat down for IPCC. Like, and CA as a course is not very, BCom as a course is not very rigorous. So any advice that you can give to someone who's ended up in CA more because they thought it's a widely known course versus they actually enjoy the course? Or it's a process or it's a journey? What are your thoughts on this?
So basically, what I'll suggest is you need to write down your strength at least. Whether you know what is going to be CA, at least you need to be disciplined, you need to be consistent over a period of time. You need to sacrifice multiple things during the course period. And if you are ready for it, please go for it. It is not pressure. There are a lot of opportunities for everyone. Even if you go from BCom, you can go for any other field. From BCom, MEd, PhD, there are multiple fields there, and there are many career counseling is happening, and there are a lot of opportunities outside.
Right.
To someone who wish to take CA, only if you are consistent, disciplined, and you will be able to give those 5 years completely to the CA course. And I'm sure that once you clear the CA, your life would be totally different. I can say after your enter itself, I can feel my life has totally changed from what I was there in 12th and what I was doing in the corporate at least. And those 3 years of articleship has totally changed my life. And you will get some amount in cash, which you will not get after BCom itself. If someone has some time to attribute to CA course, that 5 years, then your life is going to change is what I feel.
I think the confidence that comes with it, and one of the best part I like about CA is you can start building something of your own without putting a lot of capital. You as an individual are so knowledge rich that you don't need a lot of funding or any lot of capital to start a firm. You can just start it with your own knowledge. This is a profession at the end of the day. So if you can just give us
exactly one point is that after my CA inter, I funded my own course with my articleship stipend, where I got some good money. Since it's a Big Four, I got some good money, which I funded my own classes and registration things, everything. I funded my own thing. And again, for classes, if I want to say final, the institute which I took inter classes gave me free classes for discounted classes, at least 50% discount they gave for final classes. Since I secured a rank, they also offered paid me back the inter fees which I paid, the 20,000 which I paid to them while joining. They returned the back and also gave me an offer for 50% discount in final. So there again, their part, money part, played me a role to decide which institute I should take. There's nothing, again, I felt that 20% is the institute part, 80% is what I need to get from out of me. So the decision I made to take classes in final was, again, it was money is the only part which I took.
Articleship was very significant for your growth. I think you clearly put it out. If you could just again take us to your preparation for CA final, how you went about it. Because yes, IPCC, getting a rank in IPCC is no small feat, but CA final is another different ball game, which is and it's ball game different in the way also that we've invested a lot of ourselves in it, and our life is now stuck. If it doesn't get cleared, our life doesn't move forward. So how did you go about it, and how did you manage the stress and the pressure also along with it?
So everything, the pressure, stress, everything is a kind of word which is very familiar in the big audit firms, at least those things. And I was in audit domain, which again plays a very significant role in articleship, where I divided the two things, studies, into two parts. One is practical knowledge, other is your theoretical knowledge. The practical knowledge was very clear for me, and I gained a lot of things in my articleship. And I was doing listed clients, I was doing in-day engagements. Before starting my classes, I was doing those things practically. So when you do the thing, and I got a lot of direct exposures to those clients and accounting matters, those things. And I had a chance to lead the engagement team during my articleship days itself. And those things has gained me a lot of practical knowledge. I went and I what will happen is, if I see an accounting issue, I'll go and read the standard and then apply it practically. That those things never forget. What the things you do practically will never forget. So
Right.
initially, I thought that those 3 years should be my practical knowledge rather than my studies. So, and weekend classes, I was searching for weekend classes initially. So Saturday, Sunday would be generally leave, and during busy season, I used to have work. A lean season, I will not have. So I was searching for weekend classes, and that was pre-COVID actually. 2019, when I joined horticulture, it was pre-COVID. And I got some classes and I joined some classes and I went, but I thought it was not of more practical use, at least, because once I go for weekend and next weekend till, I will forget everything.
Right.
I thought it was not of use, and sometimes during busy season I'll have work and I'll not attend those classes itself. Then COVID hit in 2020. It was again a changing thing for everyone, at least. When COVID hit, everything turned online, and there were online classes for English was yet to come with the institute I already contracted with, where they offer me 50%. They were not releasing online classes on English. So there was a stop in my, I didn't actually plan my studies during my articles. My concentration was on work and how to learn things practically. During a point of time in lean season, there will not be much of work, where you'll have only trainings. So in big firms, you'll have trainings continuously in November and December. So you'll have full training, and it will be a technical training where you'll get to know about the Ind-AS thing, which will help in your studies also. Those things were the thing I got observed. And then I decided to take online classes from different institutes also, for subject based, and also only 4 classes were released by that institute. So I took those 4 classes, and other classes I took from outside.
Okay.
So only at the time of end of June 2020, or after first wave of COVID, I started the classes. Daily, I used to see 2 hours of class. In busy season, I will not have time for sure. I'll travel outstation, those things. And in lean season, I'll see 2 hours of class. And Sunday, for sure, I'll not work. Mostly, the firm encourages not to work on Sundays, and we'll have for sure off on Sunday. Sunday, I used to watch 8 hours continuous thing.
Oh.
That consistency I had. 8 hours classes I watch in Sunday, and I was able to complete only 2 classes before my exam leave. My exam leave started from April 21, April 21, from June 21, sorry. June 21 is my exam leave starts. June, July, August, September, and October. 5 months leave for November 21 exam. So I was able to complete only 2 classes, I think 3 classes I completed before my exam leave. And balance classes I planned only in June month. So then before going to exam leave, as planned, I planned for inter. I know only consistency and hard work can help me to clear. And I was not very sure that whether I'll clear, because I have not completed my classes. I have not started my studies. Classes in the sense, I only viewed classes and took notes. I have not started studying. So only 3 classes got over, and before my June exam leave starting. Then in April and May, I sat down and planned my classes. So up to August, I'll view classes and I'll start studying subject. So first half, I'll study subject. Second half, I'll view classes. So up to August, I planned. Number of hours I took down. Generally, I'll view in 1.5 because 1 seems to be very slow for me. So 1.5 I'll view. Based on that, I planned the classes. So balance 4 classes. One is self-study, the subject which open book is self-study. Balance 4 classes I planned during June, July, and August. So from August 1, I should not view classes is what I planned. So June and July, second half fully, I'll plan for classes. And as I know, I was lacking behind. 10 hours is not going to be sufficient, which I spent in inter. I extended it to 14 hours per day. So 14 hours is the plan I put, and June, July is for classes 1 half, other half is for subject. So first, generally I'll take 2 subjects. So first I plan for FR, then SFM, line by line alignment. So from July, from August, I need to start other subjects. Up to this, I need to complete 2 subjects and the balance classes. That is what my plan was. And officially, I came to exam leave. And again, firm gives a 5 months for sure exam leave. There will not be any disturbance. You can submit your laptops and you can go on exam leave. That part again was very clear from the firm side. So I started the exam leave. Then again, I went back to the village. I took the same room. I wrote a lot of quotes in front of me to motivate myself. And I started viewing classes and started studying. Again, the consistently I was following 10 to 12 to 14 hours this time, not 10, 9, 10. This time 12 to 14 hours, because I was very sure that it's going to be very difficult, because as a final, if you see, it will be a only difficult thing I saw was the portion was very huge.
Yeah.
Rather than understanding, the portion was very huge for us to cover those things. So I started 12 to 14 hours a day, sometimes extended 15 hours. So I'll write down what is the time I spent, what is the subject I spent, and how many days it took for me to complete a particular subject for the first time reading. So I plan for 2 times reading. Inter also I followed the same. 2 times reading, you will get rank. That is what I felt. If I complete 2 times reading, I'll get rank, is what I felt, at least. So I planned for 2 times reading. And again, there is one fortunate thing happened because of COVID. Again, exam pushed to December.
Oh, okay, right.
Because the May exam got in June, over in June, they pushed the November attempt to December. So that 1 month I got extra space. So I again revisited my plan, and I did the again, the firm did not call me back for that 1 month. They offered that 1 month also leave. And I planned in such a way that I spend 14 hours a day minimum, at least. Unless I'm sick, I was spending 14 hours a day. And as planned, I was able to complete the classes and everything by July. And August, I started full-fledged studying, only studies 14 hours. Morning is practical subject, evening is theory. And I subscribed some, I was not willing to go, since COVID, mock test was not happening physically. So I took some test series and wrote in home itself. For everything I do, I'll write a test series, which is very important, which I did in Inter also. So writing was a very important thing which I felt, and I wrote the test. I was able to score. One thing which I was not feeling good was whatever I study, I tend to forget. That is the thing. Because of huge portion, I was forgetting everything. So I thought only thing I can do is consistency and hard work. So 2 times I need to study. Because of extra 1 month, I got third time study. I planned for third time study. So that's the point which went till October, I think. Till October, I was following this. Suddenly, one day I got a stomach pain kind of thing, and my mother was not there. Same thing. I'll follow the timetable. Morning 9:30 I'll eat, evening 1:30 I'll eat, night 8:30 I'll eat, and I'll extend till 11 o'clock in the night. And morning 6 o'clock, automatically I'll wake up. So that was since if you follow it for 1 month, you'll automatically wake up at 6 o'clock the next day morning. 6:30 I used to start. So that is the kind of thing I was following. Suddenly in October kind of thing, November first week of kind of thing, I got a stomach pain of kind of thing. I was doing my third time studies for, I've started my third studies for few papers. In the November point, I wrote one mock test series, and second mock test with the third time revision I was doing a pre-mock kind of thing, which means I'll study for 2 days and write exam. So that's what you will get before exams. You'll get 1.5 days of revision time. So I was preparing for that kind of thing. It was very well. I was very confident on many subjects. So suddenly when I got a stomach kind of pain, I was not able to concentrate itself. That's the first day I took a break where I studied only for 3 hours. So my parents were not home that day. In the evening when my father came, he took to the local. I need to travel 13 kilometers for an hospital. So I went to a local hospital and took an injection. They thought that it was a food poison kind of thing. They took an injection. I took sodas, injection and tablet. That day, full day was spoiled. I got only 3 hours of study. I thought that that's enough. From next day, I can start fresh. Next day, again, same case. The stomach pain did go well. And immediately my father took me to Chennai. Chennai is the big hospital. For hospital, I need to come to Chennai.
Okay.
And they arranged some cab, and we went in cab to hospital in Chennai. And in between, the driver suggested one hospital for stomach pain. They can treat well some specialist they treated. So unfortunately, we went there. The doctor was there. They took a scan immediately, and I was diagnosed for an appendix. Just 1 month before November 5th or something, I was diagnosed. November 20th, I think. I started my somewhere near the exams. I didn't remember the exact date. In between November 14, 10, something in between November, I got diagnosed with appendix. I pleaded the doctor saying that my exams are nearing. In December 5 was the exam starting date. I'll come after exam, and I'll operate with you itself. I'll come after December 16 or 17. That is where my exam is ending. I'll come after that. I'll get it operated. Till that, do something. I need to prepare, is what I said, doctor. And doctor was very clear that you need to operate tomorrow. The next day you need to operate. You need to admit today. I got one book with me while coming in car. What I planned was, while coming back from hospital, I will not have stomach pain, so I can read and come.
Okay.
So that I can tame him. That's when I took only, at that time I was doing DT, I think. I exactly remember DT, Direct Access Provisions Notebook. I used to write everything for me to revise. I'll prepare my own notes. I took my own notes of DT so that while coming back in car, I can read. So, but doctor said that you need to admit today, tomorrow or day after tomorrow, we need to operate. That's how serious it is. Your appendix is in final stage, or else it will burst. So I pleaded him saying that do something. I can come back in December and do the operation, but it was not used. So I told parents we'll go to some other hospital. It is not working. I don't want to operate myself now and don't want to miss the exams, kind of thing. But my parents again convinced myself. Doctors has already convinced my parents. They are also sure that I need to admit today. And doctor promised one thing: I'll discharge you in 1 week, and you can start your normal things after 2 weeks. Which will be your exam date. Directly on 5th of December, you can go for exam, but you don't want to travel in public transport. You need to arrange transport and go for exams. So that is the thing. And he said you won't miss the exams, but in between studies, you need to struggle, is what he said. So there is no other option for me. And immediately I joined, I got admitted the same day, and they put some injections, and I was able to study for 2 hours that day because of some painkillers they took, and I got admitted. The next day was the operation. I was operated the very next day. And 1.5 weeks gone by that then. When I discharged from hospital after 1 week, I was not able to I was not able to stand up for next 3 days. I used to take help of my parents to go to restrooms, those things, and all. I was not able to do my own work itself.
Right.
It was very difficult time for me. And one more thing happened was, I was admitted in hospital in Chennai, my father came to visit me in hospital. At that time, he also got met with an accident. That was a mental pressure which added to my study journey. At that point of time, I personally felt that I'll give the May attempt. I didn't thought that I'll give the December attempt, but I thought I'll skip that attempt because it was not mentally possible. I was not able to, just 1 week before exam, I was not able to do my own work. I was lying in the bed. So I thought I'll give the exam in May. Then somehow my parents convinced that you can give the exam. You've done so much of studies. You can try at least. So without giving exam, so why should you push it? You can try at least. So I thought I'll try for that because I've already finished my 2 reading. Third reading is what going.
Right.
So third reading I completed within that week. By lying down in bed, I completed my third reading, but I missed that third mock test for me. But revision I have completed, and just 2 days before exam, I got my stitches removed from the local hospital. I got my stitches removed, and I thought I'm set for the exam at least. And my father fortunately didn't have much of injuries. He got admitted in 1 day and he got discharged. And I was very clear. Mental pressure was there, but still, since I thought that I'm going to try nothing else, I have one more attempt, because these things you don't expect me to give an exam at least happening just before exams. Just before 2 days before, I got stitches removed and went for the exam. And for exams, I need to travel again 60 kilometers. I need to, nearest center is in Chennai.
Okay.
Since I'm from village, nearest center is in Chennai. For inter, I used to travel via public transport. Morning 6 o'clock, for evening exam, for afternoon exam, I'll start from morning 7 o'clock from my home, because I don't want to, because I was very convinced in inter time I'll clear. So I don't want to have delay to exam. So morning 10 o'clock itself, I'll reach DG Vaishnava as a college where I wrote the inter exam. Inter exam is DG Vaishnava. I reached by 10. And morning 10 itself I'll reach and I'll prepare there. and I'll not take any. I'll take breakfast. I'll not take lunch. Generally, I'll not take breakfast. I'll take apples, kind of thing, for exam days. So because I have a habit of sleeping in the afternoon period, it was very sleepy for me. So I'll not take any lunch during exam days. So that was the same thing I followed in final also. I'll start early. I'll reach there 10 o'clock itself. Uh, Parents arranged me cab since I was not well. I was hospitalized just 1 week before. They arranged me a cab. So I used to travel in cab to the exam center. And before 10 itself, I'll reach, I'll revise. And I gave the exams continuously. And I used to, again, I got 1 week before exams, I got the old rhythm of spending 14 hours a day. So 2 weeks in between, it was stuck. 1 week before exams, I got the old rhythm where I spent 14 hours a day. And I was very clear that at least we'll get some exemptions and we'll spend something. Once I wrote the exams, I was very clear. FR I'll clear, SFM I'll clear. Again, every exams I was very confident that I'll clear. After writing group 1, I was very clear that I'll clear group 1. Second comes the second group again went, and again I spent 14-15 hours a day, 3 to 4 hours sleep during exam days. It was very difficult, and mental, coming out of hospitalization and mental pressure, it was again very more difficult for me to give the exams itself. Then only in direct tax paper, I felt the same way I felt in audit and ITSM in inter. So direct tax was very difficult paper for that attempt, and I felt I again marked the each exam where I felt I'll clear for all except direct tax. Direct tax again coming for border mark. And you have MCQs, you don't know what twist they have in MCQs, and those things were very difficult to estimate the mark itself. So direct tax is the only thing where I felt I didn't do well. At least the paper was quite difficult. Other things I was confident that I'll clear. And even I remember the praise which my partner told while before I went on exam leave. I spoke to my partner who took my interview. I said that I'm going on exam leave. He said that if you don't get rank, that's when I'll get surprised. That's the word he told me before I went back to exam. Even my colleagues, few of my colleagues who I'm working with, very confident that I'll secure a rank. But getting to know hospitalization, those things, it was very difficult for me. I didn't never believe that I'll get a rank. I was very confident that I'll clear. Except for the DT, subject to the DT fear, I was very confident that I'll clear before the exams. And then I came back to work for work in GT after that. And December I took off fully because I was not well. Jan, when I came back, February 10 was the results date which they announced. And I was very clear I'll get cleared, except for the DT will be the difficult thing. I was prepared for anything. And again, since I was in village, my network could not be very well. And again, one of my colleague has saw my results. How she was confident is she directly went and saw in the rank list. It's not the normal merit, normal results. She went and directly put my roll number in the merit list. And she was the one who sent me the screenshot. I didn't believe that way that I secured a single digit rank of 9. And because I was hospitalized just before exams, and but others, people around me and friends, everyone was confident that I'll secure a rank. Because inter I secured a rank, and final I was lost contact with everyone because no one knows that I'm hospitalized, or no one knows. Because I was in my village, I generally switch off, use a basic phone during my basic button phone during my exam leaves. Right. I was away from social media, I was away from my laptops, I was away from everything. So anyone has to contact my mother, and then one will speak to me. Only few people from office will speak to me for doubt, something like that. And I was lost contact with everyone, and everyone thought that I was preparing and I'll secure rank. But unless many of them don't know I was suffering these kind of mental pressure and those things. And as my friend saw the results in the merit list directly, and she sent me the screenshot. Seeing R9 was again one of the lifetime achievements, I can say. It was a very proud moment of my life, which I was feeling.
Yeah, no, actually it is, I saw your profile and it was CPT multiple attempt, then 17 in IPCC, then 9. So I thought there is a linear curve growth, that is definitely, and it must have been by hard work, consistency, as we had discussed. But I think your final journey is very interesting in the way that I think it just takes, from one key takeaway is that you have to give your best. You don't know what unexpected circumstances might come. And everybody knows if you're asking for the best, you get the best. I think it's a very, maybe a statement that we say that magical statement and whatever you ask for, you get that. In your case, it was that. You put in a lot of efforts and you've been very clear when you want to put your efforts. Like you were sure that you wanted to give articleship wholeheartedly. So you did articleship. And I think it's also when that clarity comes in that if you're giving, say, 1 year to something or 6 months to something, that also makes our energy and our efforts directed towards one place. So the outcomes are also much better versus, being scattered. So that I think two major key takeaways would be for anyone hearing your journey is you're very clear and segregated into your efforts. Ki articleship, I'll complete articleship. When I'm preparing, I'll just prepare. Nothing else. Nothing else will come my way.
Exactly. The consistency and discipline. For example, when the exams got postponed to December, if I'd taken one step back and said that I'll spend some hours less since the exam is away, then I would, while getting admitted into hospital, I wouldn't have came here at least, because the time I spent, I was not distracted by a postponement of exam or those things, outside things. And even I know that exams got postponed only 2 days after the announcement. So those things I was not distracted. I was consistently doing that. I plan for 14 hours. I'll do the 14-hour study. I'll do these things I need to do for two times I need to study. That's how I cleared inter. So that's how I'll clear final also. That's the one consistency part which I followed rigorously, and that has led to me, even though I had multiple difficulties in the last before 1 month before the exams, I came here.
I think very inspirational. Your journey is a perfect example of the benefit that the CA course has. Like many people compare it to MBA. For me, it's not a very apples to apples comparison because MBA is a very different game. Like you are, like the ROI in MBA is very different versus a CA. In CA, we are not putting anything. Matlab, if we are not, say apart from the private coachings that we take, the course in itself does not ask for more. And as you had also said, like we start articleship during the course, we can fund our own coaching and expenses and everything. That's one of the best part of CA. It's a very self-sufficient course and it's pretty and it's a very mass course. And your journey, your story is a very perfect example. So I think we'll just now keep your corporate experience. So you've been in your articleship and now you're working. So what is one thing that you really enjoy about your work and one thing that you would have been, if this was not there, it would have been better that way?
So I for the first thing I can say that so after articleship, I decided to continue in the same profile which I was doing the articleship. The major, I don't regret the decision. Everyone thought that after getting a rank in final, I'll move away from some other portion. And once I finished my CA, there were a lot of opportunities. I was blank to see what I need to choose. So because hundreds of opportunities were lying around in the in the field, I can say investment banking, lot of opportunities were there, but I was blank what I need to choose. Then I sat down where the interest is. I enjoyed, as I said, I enjoyed my articleship based in the audit profile. So there I figured out that I had some interest in audit, and it is a field which will more related to CA. The studies which you made will be there, will be helpful in applying those things in this courses, in this field, is what I felt. And I did, when no one believed that I'll continue in the same profile, in the same office at least.
Right.
And I decided to continue in the same office, in the same field at least, after getting rank. Then what made me to choose the decision? One, I have interest in audit. Other thing, the people which I faced, even I said about my partner, even my managers, those things, the people comfort I have. So they believed in me, and even before results, they believed in me. After results, even before joining GT, before my inter results, they believed in me. So I thought that if I choose audit as a domain, I should not go to any other place, because there is this firm which gave me something different. I transformed completely in my articleship experience. So
Right.
I thought if I choose audit, I'll stay back here. If I choose some other domain, I'll go some other field, I can go out. That's what I felt. So since I chose audit as my field, the main decision to stay back is because of the people I worked with. That is the main decision. Even my colleagues and managers, partners, they have some belief in me. And the culture here is, I like the culture here. I don't know what's the culture outside, but I was comfortable with the culture here. And I was confident that there is a growth journey in the firm for me. And I joined the same field and the same office after my qualification also.
Right. I think it is your culture was a very big contributing factor. I think it is said that it's not the loads of work that breaks you down in an organization. It's the culture or the behavior
Exactly.
of the seniors or the colleagues that might break you down more than the 14 hours or the 16 hours of work, because that is something that is very objective and technical, and we do the work today and it's done. But a team that is not that supportive, or a toxic team or a toxic senior, is something that one cannot handle it. That is a very soft aspect that we don't consider usually in our first corporate stint, but a very relevant aspect.
Exactly. If I can't say that there is no work pressure here, that's why I continued. There's going to be a work pressure if this is an audit profile. But
Right.
the people in the team, when they make you feel that you are also involved, they are also involved. They are not someone who is only coming and reviewing your work. They feel involved in the engagement. That makes you to do work more and work hard also. So that culture, I liked it. I'm not left alone here. They make me feel involved in everything, which even the decision which they are taking. That's the major part, I can say, that to choose the domain and to choose to continue.
No, very nice. And if we could just delve on the last question, and what are your plans going forward? Any plans, or you would like to continue how things are going, or you enjoy how they are going? What are your plans?
So first thing I was planning this, that the question which I've been thinking for last 6 months, what I need to do next. One thing, I like the work much, so I decided audit is going to be my domain in future also. Second thing, I when I figured out I now love to teach training. So I took a lot of training section last 2 weeks. That is the part which I'm liking. And so continuous education is required for a CA. So I've taken some international course, a diploma in IFRS is one I'm trying now, and CPA is what I'm forcing to see next. Those things I'm still figuring out, but I think audit will be my domain in future, and I'll continue in audit for some period at least until I get bored in audit, which is not likely in near future.
Okay.
Uh, so continuous education is what I believe, and of course, for at least this is a time which I should learn. At least for next 4 to 5 years, I'll continue learning with different professional courses and overseas secondment, those things and all I'm trying to know.
Nice, nice, very nice. So you're very sure of mostly audit as a domain, and I think continuous education, after someone has gone through the rigor of CA, continuous education, we realize, I think I as an individual also feel that the being in a continuous education gives a discipline that outside education takes away, which is very nice in getting things done. So thank you so much, Mugundhan. I mean, your story is very inspirational, and it's quite motivational in the way that if we put in our hard work, discipline, very things that we cannot imagine, and that can be achieved. And if one step gets sorted, we can put in more steps. Thank you so much.
Yes.
But
Thank
thank you
you.
for this, and
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you.